welcome to the Sports Complex in Coon Rapids for CTN coverage of Northwest Suburban Conference football. Tonight, the Cardinals welcome the Maple Grove Crimson. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro on the sidelines, Howie, and it is what looks like a very nice night, but it is cold and windy here at the Sports Complex tonight.
Well, I don't think it'll affect the game conditions, but you're right. It's the coldest game of the year, and, we talked about earlier, it was hot, it get a little cooler. Now it's downright cold.
And with the Cardinals' problems holding on to the ball, this could actually add to that, making the hands a little colder, a little harder to find the handle on the ball.
Well, the Cardinals really need to get their offense going. Their defense has been playing well throughout the year, but their offense just hasn't found that on and off switch, and they need to turn that on. And hopefully against the Crimson, this is a very important game. They'll find that switch tonight.
A very crucial game, as you mentioned. Only 3 games remaining in the regular season for the Cardinals. They have to try and pick up a couple of victories before they reach the playoffs so that they can hopefully grab a playoff spot here at the Sports Complex. Now, what does that mean? That means they have to beat a tough Maple Grove team tonight, a tough Maple Grove team with another tough defense.
They do have a tough defense. In the beginning of the season, this Maple Grove team was rated in the top 10 in the state, and they felt they've had a little disappointing. They feel that they're finding their gear right now, and that is important as playoffs continue to get a little bit closer. There's their defense led by Luke Greider, and Luke is really the keystone for their defense, right in the middle.
And the Cardinals, as you mentioned, have been really keying on their defense all season long, and one of the top players in that defense is cornerback David Bestel.
Well, I don't know. We should have counted the amount of times we called David Bestel's name, because he was all over the field for the defense in the last number of games for the Cardinals. Number 22, he is there, good coverage, and against a passing team like Maple Grove, he's going to have to be on his game.
And the Cardinals, the big thing I think tonight, the one true key to the game for the Cardinals, if they can get their offense going, they've got a chance.
Well, they're going to want to establish their run, because that's what they've been trying to do, and they've got a number of good athletes, Trevor Bialke, Anthony Dew. They're going to get the ball into those 2 players' hands, and they need that big offensive line to open the holes, and they need to sustain drives.
Well, we'll see if the Cardinals can get back on the winning track. It's the Cardinals and the Crimson next on CTN.
The depth of this kid's preparation for this moment just runs so deep. There's no doubt in my mind he's very aware of the significance of this putt.
There it is, a win for the ages.
A father can change the world, one child at a time.
McGruff here. If a bully is bothering you, play it smart and try to talk it out. Or get away and tell an adult.
Well done.
For more tips, write for my new free comic activity book. Play it smart and help take a bite out of crime.
This is my brother Omar. Well, there was a hole in his tummy. A bullet hit him. I saw red grass. The gun was in the garage. I didn't mean to shoot Daddy's gun. I didn't mean to shoot Daddy's gun.
There's a tail, there's a head, all right? You're gonna call it, I'm gonna throw it up and let it drop on the ground, okay? And you're gonna call it for me before I throw it up in the air. What do you call?
Tails.
He calls tails. It is a head. You've won the toss, and you want your choice the second half. You have your choice now. Kick or receive or defend a goal?
We'll receive.
You want the ball. What goal do you want to defend? Okay, spin around this way.
Good evening and welcome tonight to Coon Rapids High School.
Okay, Reds won the toss. They're going to defer. White will receive at this end. Fellas, we'll see you at halftime. Good luck.
Well, there you have it. A very cold and brisk night at the sports complex, and the Coon Rapids Cardinals will begin by kicking away, but they will have that strong wind at their back for the first quarter, Howie.
Well, you know, I think the strength of their team is defense, so they probably want to start off that way. They'll get deferred to the second half, so hopefully what they want to do is stop the Crimson on their first drive, turn the ball back over to their offense and see what they can do offensively.
And we will find out shortly as the teams line the sidelines for the singing of our national anthem. We have a couple of young Cardinal ladies who are going to sing the national anthem for us tonight.
It's always nice that some of the students can get an opportunity to sing the anthem, and they will get that opportunity here. Well, Joe, we have to call the game in a little different perspective. We're on the other end of the booth tonight, so maybe it'll affect our telecast.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. Hey, maybe this is our lucky side, Howie.
It could be our lucky side.
But most importantly, we are inside. And that, I like that tonight.
I do too. The wind is brisk out there, and for guys like me who don't bring their jackets, it's much cooler, much warmer in here.
You are
than
much
out there.
cooler
Yeah.
because you don't have a jacket. That's what I was thinking. You were looking pretty cool.
Cool, man.
Clay Capel on the side lines for the Coon Rapids Cardinals. And hoping to get back on track. And as we mentioned, a crucial game this week with only a couple of games left in the regular season. On the other sideline is Craig Hansen in his 6th season. He's been the coach for the Crimson ever since this school was founded.
Yes, he had. I believe he was the coach over at Osseo previously to this.
And now let us pause for our national anthem. A very nice rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner to start this one. And the Cardinals are hoping that they can give these fans that came out in this cold weather and bundled up and are huddled together in the stands what they came out to see, and that's a victory. It's also Parents' Night for the football team tonight.
Yeah, it's a nice turnout for as cold as it is, certainly on the Coon Rapids side. But, Joe, we talked about in the opening, it's important for these Cardinals to find their offensive niche here. They need to open up that offense a little bit more as it gets closer to playoff. Keys to the game for the Crimson. They must be physical against what they feel is a very physical Cardinal team. They have to play up to that level. They must execute their offense. They feel their offense has been a little bit inconsistent, but they're starting to gel a little bit. And they really must read their correct reads on the defense. They're worried about not giving up the big play. Those are some 3 important things that the Crimson feel they need to do to win here this evening.
Well, we talked about the same keys for the Cardinals all season long. Protect the ball, don't give up the big play and don't beat yourself.
And exactly, and you saw last week, unfortunately, they were playing Blaine, and it was a tough situation, but they did beat themselves a few times by dropping the ball, and those are things that Coach Koppel needs to work on and needs his squad to work on here, as we talked about how important this game is as it gets a little bit closer to the playoffs.
Take a look at what this means in the Northwest Suburban Conference. The Blaine Bengals still undefeated, and they are taking on the winless Park Center Pirates tonight. So without some miraculous happenings, Blaine will move to 5-0 in the conference tonight. Champlain Park, Anoka, and Elk River are all at 3-1 in the conference. Coon Rapids, Maple Grove, and Osseo all at 1-3. So, and the Cardinals, playing the Crimson tonight, would like to put them at 1-4 and move the Cardinals at least to 2-4. And then they have Park Center next week. So, you know, there's a very strong chance that if they can pull this one off, they can get a victory against Park Center next week, and they can be looking at the final game at 4-4.
Well, we were talking to Coach J.T. Taylor earlier before the game, and he said it's really important for them to win 2 more games this season in order to get hopefully a home playoff seed. If they can win a couple more games, they have that opportunity. They'd like to play a game right here at Coon Rapids.
Well, the cheerleaders possibly
they look a little cool.
I was going to say they're going to probably be even more active than usual on a night like tonight to try and keep the blood flowing and stay warm.
Well,
you know, it was already cold, and now the sun has gone down, and it will just continue to get a little bit more cold out there.
Well, and the wind is brisking a little bit, so it makes it even more so out on that field.
Let's take a look. We know the Crimson are going to start out with the ball, so let's take a look at their starting lineup. The quarterback is Ryan Iskirka, and Marcus Simmons is his wide receiver. The line is John Brost, Tommy Jacobs, Aaron Rebhorn, Eric Brost is at the other tackle, and the guard Justin Roddy on the left end. Tight end is Nick Brinkman. A wide receiver on the left will be Aaron Getchell. John Hicks and Ross Muhlenberg will be in the backfield. And the Cardinals getting pumped up. The biggest part of their team is going to start on the field. That's the defense. They hope that they can get them off the field a little more often this week than they were able to do last week. Tim Evans, Drew Jones, Mike Valentine, and Lee Sorcelet make up a big, powerful front line for the Cardinals. And Ben Mossberg, Dusty Mathis, and Josh Gorham, 3 very solid linebackers behind them. David Bestel, as we talked about in the opening, has been just a key at cornerback all year. And Dan Tucker has been playing well at the other corner as well. Landy and Costi, the 2 safeties, have really, other than the one big play last week against Blaine, the 86-yard touchdown, they have not given up a big play all season.
Well, because of the turnovers last week, they put the defense in a very tough situation. And when you play a team like Blaine with that kind of offensive firepower, your work is cut out for you, even if you don't have the turnovers. So they're going to obviously try and limit those things tonight against an offense from Maple Grove that really likes to mix the pass and the run.
The Cardinal offense really had only about 30 plays in the game last week against Blaine, almost half as many as the Bengals. So when your defense is down on the field that often, it's tough to stop sometimes. The return is out to about the 20-yard line. That is Andrew Lindy got picked up about 10 yards on the carry. Took it from his 10 out to about the 20-21.
Aaron McLaughlin for the Cardinals in on the tackle. Good special teams play for the Cardinals. And that's another key that we sometimes overlook is special teams play. And those are things as far as allowing field position are very important in the game of football.
They're going to mark the ball at the 23, and that is where the Crimson offense will start out. Marcus Simmons lined up wide to the left. On the other side is Getchell. And on first down, they'll hand off to the tailback, Ross Muhlenberg. He goes off the right side. He's going to be stopped after a gain of a couple.
A tough tough road to hoe against that front line of the Cardinal defense. Been very tough to run against. Here's take a look at it again as the handoff. They like to mix up their running backs quite a bit, but there's Josh Gorham in on the tackle for Coon Rapids. You notice how the first play from scrimmage, the Cardinals cornerbacks played up tight against the line. They're backing off a little bit now.
2nd and 7 from the 26. And again, a T formation in the backfield. A little flip to Muhlenberg running around the right corner. And he is going to be stopped out of bounds by David Bestel. And he's still going to be shy of the first down by a couple of yards.
Oh, nice job by David Bestel, really to stay with the pursuit and knock him out of bounds. Make sure he wasn't going to gain the they're going to give him a first down, Joe. Didn't look like it from here, but they are going to give him. They moved the chains.
And it just to the chains. They marked the ball right at the 33, so he got exactly what he needed. 1st and 10. I thought it was going to be about a yard shy, but this time they'll pitch on the other side to John Hicks, and he is going to be stuffed up after a gain of a yard, maybe 2.
Robert Costi in on the tackle for the Cardinals. Nice play by Costi to find that open hole to get in and make the tackle. We're going to see it again here as the ball is pitched out. And watch Robert Costi, number 24 for Coon Rapids, fill the hole quickly. Right there. Costi makes a nice play, brings him down with a little bit of help from his friends.
2 yards on the carry for Hicks, sets up 2nd and 8 for the Crimson. And again, 3 receivers in the game this time for Iskirka. And he will pitch again, and Muhlenberg running right. He's not going to get a lot there. He's going to be stopped in the backfield by David Bestel. He's going to lose a yard.
And a nice fake by the quarterback in the beginning, but a good job by Mossberg for the pursuit and then over for Bestel for the tackle. Didn't fool Ben Mossberg as he made sure he was going to stay with the running back. There's pursuit by Mossberg, and then you're going to see Bestel out of your picture, ankle top tackle for the big 3rd down. Be 3rd and 9 for the Crimson.
And a definite passing down for the quarterback, Ryan Iskirka. And again, 3 receivers in the game. Both Getchell and Simmons lined up wide to the left. Wide to the right is Brinkman.
They're going to call movement on the line.
And that's going to make it an even more obvious passing down.
Get ball. Full start on the offense. Replay 3rd down.
Well, Joe, Coach Hansen told me before the game that, or actually earlier, that they really try and mix the pass up 50-50 with the run. And this is obviously a passing situation, but you seem to, right now, so far in the beginning of the game, they have gone strictly to the run. Now they're forced to the pass. We'll see what kind of situation they're going to come up with here.
3rd and 14, and same setup. 2 receivers left, 1 right for Ryan Iskirka. And here comes a bit of a blitz from the right side, and it's going to be a stuff for a loss. Sacked back around his own 22-yard line for a loss of about 7 is Ryan Iskirka.
And that was Doug Hennon in on the tackle for the Cardinals, and a great call defensively on the blitz. They knew they were going to pass. Watch the opening here for Doug Hennon as there's nobody in front to block him. Iskirka has nothing to do but go down. Josh Gorham also there in at the end to finish up on the tackle, but that was made by the play of Doug Hennon.
So now on 4th and back at the 22, 4th and about 21, a punt, and it's not a very good one. It's going to bounce, and Dan Tucker is just going to fall on this one right about the 45.
That's a little bit scary, Joe. That's the kind of punch you just leave alone. You let it stop. It wasn't going to roll, and that's a good play by Tucker just to actually then fall on it.
Let's take a look at how the Cardinals will come out on offense. They've got decent field position for Rob Larson. Starting at quarterback this week, Jason Weber, Anthony Dew are in the backfield. Aaron Lentz, Trevor Bielke, the wide receivers. Joe Yidsey, the tight end. Schutz, Scheidel, Castle, Bunker, and Cross are the line. And on 1st down, they run off the right side to Bielke. And here is who he is running against. It is John Kokalis, Jordan Muro, Mike Palmer, and Travis Iskirka on the line. Tom Murphy, Luke Greeter, and Max Bierscheit on the linebackers, along with Brandon Barth, Scholes, Lytle, and Juris in the backfield. Now 2nd and 6 from the 49-yard line. The pitch goes to Anthony Dew running left. He's got a big hole. He's got a 1st down. He's got 1 man to beat, and he is gone. Touchdown, Coon Rapids.
That's exactly how the Cardinals need to start. We saw Anthony Duke try and break that run against Blaine last week. Unfortunately, lost a handle. Not this time. And a great blocking up front. Nice block by Bielke, too, to spring him. And Anthony Duke does the rest with his speed.
So the Cardinals go 55 yards in 2 plays and quickly put points on the board. 7:57 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, the coaching staff told their players how important this game was. The extra point is good. Now watch here with the great offensive line, and watch the blocking up front, and watch the blocking by Trevor Bielke too to spring Anthony Dew. Nice pitch out from Rob Larson. Jason Weber as well, good block, and that big hole for Anthony Dew. Misdirection, changes his pace. Nice cut there by Anthony Dew, and he's gone. Nobody is going to catch him.
He is so fast that when he gets into the open field, he is awfully tough to catch, and he shows it again. Another big touchdown for Anthony Dew, 51 yards this time.
Well, Joe, I mean, you just look down at the Cardinals sideline, you can see the enthusiasm on the players' face. This is the way they wanted to start this game here tonight. This is a must-win for them. And granted, it's early, but it just fires everybody else up to play that much better.
And so the Cardinals with a 7-0 lead, and Dave Heinrich out to kick it away again. And a good kick. Hicks takes this one from about his own 7-yard line. Trying to stay on that sideline, finally spun out around the 25.
Well, good tackle on the play by the Cardinals special team, and that's going to put the defense back on the field after coming out a very impressive stop of the Crimson offense on their first drive.
And they'll mark the ball actually at the 26-yard line. So that's going to be a 19-yard return for John Hicks. On first down, they'll run with Mueller on the right side. He's got a bit of a hole, but good pursuit. Stops him as he crosses the 30 to about the 32.
Well, what the Crimson offensively wants to do, and we talked about the fact they'll mix the pass with the run, but I think they want to be able to establish their ground game to open up that passing game. We'll take another peek at this as the offensive line for the Crimson does a good job of opening up a quick hole, but the defense will quickly collapse around. Ben Mossberg in on the play with a nice tackle.
6 yards on the carry, sets up 2nd and 4. The handoff goes to Hicks, running left. He's going to be met by a pack of Cardinals right about the 34. He might have made it as far as the 35, so a gain of a couple.
Well, like most teams playing this Cardinal defense, they're going to find running up the middle very tough go, as evidenced by that last play.
It's going to be a gain of 2. Ball sits on the 34. Third and a long 2 for the Crimson. One receiver either side. The handoff to Mueller on the right, and he is not going to get the first down. The Cardinal defense holds. They're going to force another punt out of the Crimson.
Well, you can just see the defense just firing off the ball, and the key to defense is pursuit, and the Cardinal defense doing a good job this year of pursuit, as we're going to see here. Watch the flow, go to the right, and the defensive line go with it. And just a good job. A number of Cardinal players playing well, and they're making sure that they're not going to, the ball carrier is not going to get any additional yardage.
He got right back up to the line of scrimmage and met by a wall of Cardinals, and so now into punt is John Hicks for the Crimson. Dan Tucker, one of the 2 guys back, and it will be Dustin Wolf that steps away from it as Justin Kokalis was coming in.
A good job of Dustin Wolf just making sure to get away from that ball. It was a tough one to field, and put the offense back on the field after a good job by the defense.
And the Cardinals will take over. See where they mark it actually. It looks like at about the 38-yard line. Between the 37 and 38. We'll call it the 37. three people in the backfield, and the handoff goes to Trevor Bielke, and he fumbles, but Jason Weber is going to fall on it, but they say that he was down before the ball came out. He's going to be stopped, though, for a loss of a yard.
That time the defense for the Crimson found a way to push the offensive line back, made a nice surge to stop that play. Watch here as the defense, if we get an opportunity to see the look at Bielke, well, we're not going to be able to see till the tail end of that play, but a lot of white jerseys there up around the ball carrier.
And really, it's only a loss of about a half a yard, so still 2nd and 11. A man in motion is Yidsty. And a handoff to Bielke running left. He's got a hole this time out across the 45 to the 46.
A good job by the offensive line opening up the hole. And what Coach Koppel told me, we're going to see a little bit different look in the backfield. And we're going to see a lot of Bielke and Dew together that with a lead blocker, as we see here. But just a good job of that offensive line opening up the hole, and Trevor Bielke just doing a good job of kind of feeling his way through that.
A 9-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd and a long 2 now for the Cardinals.
That was Iskirka, Travis Iskirka on the tackle for the Crimson.
Again, a full house in the backfield. The pitch to Anthony Dew running right. He's around the corner, slips down, but he should have the yardage for the first down out to about the 49.
Well, he had a little bit of a room to go on the outside, but the field's not really wet, but he just lost his footing on the cut. So we're going to see he had some blockers out in front of him. Anthony Dew keeping the ball in the outside hand like he's taught to. And there you're going to see him lose his footing just a little before midfield.
So the Cardinals with 1st and 10 from their own 49.
Coach Taylor calling the play into Rob Larson.
And again, 3 men in the backfield, no receivers in the game, and a handoff to Anthony Dew up the middle. He's going to push his way up for about a yard, but not a lot there.
Well, that time the offense tried to get the defense to fake, look like Rob Larson was maybe pitched to Bielke on the outside, but then giving the quick inside handoff to Anthony Dew. But a good job again there by the Crimson defense. As you can see right there, good stop by number 39. That's Luke Greeter.
He's the man we talked about in the intro.
He is the man we talked about in the intro. He is the leader of that defense for the Crimson.
.318 remaining in the first quarter. The Cardinals with 2nd and 9, and now Ian Lewis lined up wide left as the receiver. Yidsty, the tight end, lined up on the right. Play action, rolling left is Larson. He'll tuck it and he'll run. He's got the first down. He's down inside the Maple Grove 40, down to about the 37.
Oh, nice run by Rob Larson. He did a good job of following his blockers and a good job of the receivers downfield to take the D-backs with them. We'll take another look at this as the fake handoff by Rob Larson. I think he was looking past, maybe pretty good defense down as far as coverage, but does the rest with his feet, and a nice job up front by the blockers for the Cardinals.
13 yards on the carry for the Cardinal quarterback. Sets him up 1st and 10 from the Maple Grove 37. Yidsty in motion from right to left. Still 3 men in the backfield. The pitch is too far from Anthony Dew, and Dew will fall on it way back at the Cardinal 46.
Well, if we can see another look at that, the pitch was just not there for Anthony Dew, and Dew did a good job of getting back, as we're going to watch the pitch now from Rob Larson. Just not on target. A little bit past Anthony Dew, and Dew slipped a little bit, but he will get the ball back for the Cardinals. And a big loss. Make it 1st and 25.
17 yards lost on the play. It's more like 2nd and 27 from their own 46. Backing off is Eric Anderson as he is hit and the pass knocked down. That is great big Justin Kokalis.
Now watch here, there's a lot of pressure in on Anderson. The key is trying to get the ball up over that defensive line, but he was pressured. You saw there were 4 Crimson jerseys right there. And he took a little bit of a shot after it as well. I'll make it 3rd and 25. I believe I said it was 1st and 25 last time.
It's actually 27, but who's counting?
Yeah, you are apparently.
3rd and 27, and Anderson rolls out, has time, throws, has Bielke, complete, inside the 20, down inside the 15.
Now that was just a great pass by Eric Anderson and great protection up front. He lofted that over the defense. Trevor Bielke there, perfect position, made a great catch. Good job holding on to the ball. We'll take another look. Look at the protection up front for Eric Anderson. And a perfect pass right up over the defense. He laid it in there just about perfectly for Trevor Bielke.
Ball marked at the 13-yard line of the Crimson. It was a 41-yard pass play from Anderson to Bielke. Pitch to Dew, running left, has a hole, scoots through. And he's going to be close to a first down to about the 4.
Well, the key to that run was a great block by Jason Weber, number 37 for the Cardinals, as he made sure that end was not going to come around for the tackle. And Anthony Dew, of course, with his speed, cutting it up the middle, picking up that yardage.
And they are going to mark it at the 5, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. Cardinals with 2 receivers in the game. They run the counter to Bielke, and he's going to dive down. It should be a first down. He's stretched out down near the 2-yard line.
Well, a good second effort by Trevor Bielke to pick up that first down, if indeed, and they do give it to him.
They're going to put it right down on the 1-yard line.
Good blocking offense. Look at this hole for Trevor Bielke to go through. Nice tackling by the Crimson, but a better second effort by Trevor Bielke to pick up the first.
35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Cardinals trying to go up by 2 scores. First and goal from the 1, the handoff to Bielke, and he is going to be moving so much closer, but he is going to be stopped short of that first down.
And it's just going to be just short, too. And this is a big drive for the Cardinals, because if they can open up a 2-touchdown lead over the Crimson, that will be very big. And now we're going to get the end of the quarter, so, Joe, I guess we'll have to wait.
There's a look at how close it was. Jason Weber, his lead back, got into the end zone, but they're not going to be able to get off a play. So when we come back for the start of the second quarter, the Cardinals on the goal line trying to go up by 14.
I'm an official because I can be part of the game, not just a spectator. I'm involved.
I'm a mentor to the kids so they learn the game and respect the game. I've enhanced my leadership skills.
I'm more disciplined.
And I've learned to be fair-minded in tough situations. Officiating isn't easy, and it's certainly not for everyone.
But it could be for you.
Call this number below and find out how you can become a sports official in your community.
Make the call!
Possibly the most comfortably dressed person at the sports complex, Chris the Cardinal.
Well, certainly the warmest. Is that down, those feathers, do you think, Joe?
I would imagine something similar. Well, he's got something to cheer his spirits, too. The team knocking on the doorstep of the Maple Grove Crimson. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. And trying to go up 14-0. Handoff is to the up back Weber. And a good, strong line for the Maple Grove Crimson. Doesn't let them in again.
Well, the Cardinal players are calling touchdown, but that was Lee Sorcelay calling the touchdown. But the officials are going to mark it just a little bit short. So we're going to see a good surge. Look at the defensive line push that offensive line back for the Cardinals. And that is the key for stopping them getting into the end zone, although Jason Weber certainly tried his best to get in there.
A big 3rd down for Coon Rapids. After that drive, they really don't want to be stopped up on the goal line, and they're going to go with Larson on the quarterback sneak. And it looks like, again, the Crimson have kept the Cardinals from entering the end zone.
Well, if that is the case, Joe, 4th and 2, we'll see if they bring the field goal unit up, but I think you go for it at this situation. How well their defenses have been playing, and if you keep them basically at the half-foot line, is just good surge there again.
Well, it's tough to say because, they had 1st and goal at the 1. Now they have 4th and goal at the 1, and they want timeout to talk it over.
Well, this is a big drive because if they do go up by 14-0, the way their defense playing, that's a tough situation for Maple Grove to get out of. But the Cardinals here have to determine whether they want to pick up the 3 points or on 4th down, or if they want to try for the touchdown.
Well, it's a tough call, and really this is the kind of call that coaches lose sleep over, because some coaches will say, never take points off the board, and if you go for it and miss, it's like taking points off the board. But if you score, even if you don't score, you got them backed up in their end zone, your defense is playing very well. I do not envy Coach Koppel right now.
Well, no, in this situation, the most important thing is to come away with some points. Do you feel that you have the opportunity to run that ball in? And I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to go for it.
The offense is going back in. There is no place kicker headed onto the field. So here we go. They got Lee Sorcelay in there, the big defensive end, to act as a lead blocker, and their big backs in Trevor Bielke and Jason Weber. So,
well, if there was ever a time for that big offensive line to take charge, this is it.
And watch Joe Yidsty, the tight end on the left side. This is a good place to run a little play action dump off to the tight end. They won't. They'll go to Bielke, and he's in.
And that was a good job by the offensive line. This time they didn't allow that defensive line from the Crimson to push them back, and Bielke does a nice job of going up and over the pile. And that was a big touchdown, Joe. Look here at the surge. Now the offensive line, a good push forward. Trevor Bielke with that jump and into the end zone.
Up and over. And this will be Andy Culligan to attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good, and the Cardinals are up 14-0.
Well, Joe, with as well as your defense playing, there's a big boost for these Cardinal players, especially coming off such a devastating loss last week to Blaine. Again, watch the offensive line push forward, and Trevor Bielke does the rest, diving over.
That's what does it. Up and over the defensive line, making those linebackers and defensive backs try and come up and stop you in the air is not something that's going to be very easy to do.
Well, too, and as an offensive line, what you want to do is hit your defensive lineman low enough where it keeps them low to the ground, and they don't get any acceleration upward either.
Well, thank you, line coach Howie Shapiro.
That's me, the line coach.
So the Cardinals, their biggest lead of the season at 14-0.
And, we talked about, Joe, in the opening, the Cardinals need to find a way to get their offense going, and they certainly have here so far this evening.
Dave Heinrich to kick it off. No, this is going to be Chris Stewart kicking it off this time, and it is going to be fielded from about the 15 by Mueller, running all the way to the left side, and he's got an opening. He's out to the 35, near the 40, before he is finally brought down. And I believe it was Chris Stewart that stopped him.
Well, the kicker made the stop on the play, and that was just a good job of following your blocking and getting past that first wall.
A very good return sets the Crimson up in good field position from their own 38. And you can hear some of the players on the sideline for the Crimson trying to get that offense moving. They'll pass on first down. A little cross pass to Muhlenberg, and he is out across the 50 into Cardinal territory for a first down.
Well, and a really nice job of the Crimson offense stretching the defense down the field, allowing that play to develop. And really, by the time he had the ball, the Cardinals had to come a long way to make the tackle. So they knew they were going to get a nice play out of that particular formation. Watch here as quarterback's looking downfield the whole game, or the whole play, I'm sorry. And then just a nice job of spreading the defense and a good offensive carry.
So that's going to be a gain of 14 on the play. 1st and 10 from the Cardinal. 48 handoff is to Muhlenberg on the left side. He's going to be stopped up as he gets to about the 46, so a gain of about 2.
Now, Coach Hansen mentioned to me about Ross Muhlenberg. Just really a good player for the Crimson, really been driving the ball for this offense, as witnessed by the last couple of plays.
And now he runs for about 2 down to the 46. 2nd and 8. And looking to pass again, and this time in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That is Nick Brinkman.
No, Brinkman open on the play, just a little bit, pass a little bit too high. Watch here as Brinkman gets out a little bit in the soft part of the zone, trying to get the pass in, but that pass is going to float over his head. Not by much, but a little bit too high.
So 3rd and 8, and another passing down for the Maple Grove Crimson. Back is Kierska. Looks left, looks center, now throws. Overthrown and almost picked off by David Bestel.
Oh, he had the time to throw the ball. The offensive line for the Crimson really protecting well, but a good job here at the very end of having the ball had to get rid of very quickly.
Under pressure.
And there's David Bestel with the best opportunity to catch that pass.
And so now Hicks will be forced to punt again for the Crimson. He's going to stand at about his own 41. Back deep for the Cardinals is Dan Tucker. Good snap, Hicks. Let's go a good punt, and this one is going to be let bounce. It's going to take a big Maple Grove bounce. They're going to down this inside the Cardinal 10, down at about the 7.
Well, interesting when Hicks punts. We're going to take another look at that. Watch, before he releases the ball, he holds it with one hand. Most punters are going to hold it with both hands. He lets go and holds it just with the one before he kicks it.
Hard to tell. The scoreboard has it at the 8, but now it does have it at the 10-yard line. That's where the Cardinals will start with 9:18 remaining in the half and a 14-point lead. And on 1st down, the handoff goes to the lone back, Bielke. He is tripped up as he crosses the line. He'll have about 2 maybe.
There is a look inside the defensive huddle for the Cardinals as they are playing a very good game here this evening. We figured this would be a close contest coming in. Right now, the Cardinals are controlling both sides of the line of scrimmage. Bob Bestel talking to his defense.
And the offense starting deep. This is Eric Anderson back in at quarterback after manning the drive all the way down to the goal line before they put Larson as more of a running quarterback. Another handoff to Bielke. He's going to be out to about the 14, a gain of another couple.
Now watch the defense again now try and collapse quickly around that potential hole. And Bielke's held to just a short gain.
Two receivers in the game on 3rd and 6 from the 14. Anderson looks and now has to scramble out as a tough Maple Grove defense was pressuring. He got close to being back to the line of scrimmage, but I believe he's going to lose a yard.
It looked like he had an opening for a moment, but I'm trying to get the number of the Crimson player who made the tackle. Here's another look at it as we're going to see. It looks like he had the opening, but somebody just got a. That was number 44 for the Crimson, Jordan Murrow. On the tackle.
Anderson's going to lose a yard and forced to punt from deep in his own end, and he didn't get off a very good one, was Dustin Wolf. And the Crimson will take over at the Cardinal 42. So really, they're going to end up right about the same place they were when they were forced to punt.
A lot of pressure in from the Crimson special teams here. Dustin Wolf doing a good job of getting the punt off. But look at the rush here coming in. A lot of pressure, Joe. It was very close to being blocked. And that obviously, you see that pressure coming in and you just don't concentrate on your punt quite as much.
John Juris might have actually gotten a finger on the punt. First down, the pitch goes to Hicks, running left. He's got some room. He's across the 35 and taken down at about the 33 after a gain of about 7.
Well, offensively, the Crimson need to get back into what they want to do with their game plan. You know, being down 14-0, they know they want to run the ball and try and pass, you know, to set up that pass. But good blocking up front by the Cardinals. Oh, look, kind of like a block in the back on the offense. Didn't call it.
2nd and 4 from the Cardinal 34. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 out wide left is Brinkman. And as Kierko will pitch to Hicks again on the left. And he is going to break away from a tackle by Mathis and pick up the first down on the second effort, down to about the 25.
Well, good job, because Dusty looked like he had him wrapped up, but just he kept his legs churning as the Crimson crowd looks on. Here's another look. Watch Dusty Mathis come into your picture. Looks like he had him wrapped up, but a good job of getting away from him, picking up the first down.
1st and 10 to the 25. It's going to be a gain of 9 yards on the carry for Hicks. And on 1st and 10, the Crimson threatening. Another pitch to Hicks running left, and this time he's going to be hit in the backfield and met by a couple more guys at the line of scrimmage. Doug Hennon came in and had a hand on him in the backfield, held him up, and then a couple of Cardinals able to converge at the line of scrimmage and keep him to no gain.
Well, that was the key. Watch Doug Hennon come across and just really slow him down, allowing his teammates to come up and make the tackle. As he grabbed around the jersey, just getting out of his grasp, but the rest of his teammates came to the rescue and made sure that they were going to take him down after no gain.
So 2nd and 10 from the 25 of Coon Rapids. And this time on play action is Kierka going to the air. And this one almost picked off again by Ben Mossberg, that was David Bestel, as the pass was overthrown, intended for Marcus Simmons.
And just a good job of Bestel just reading that pass and reacting to it, as the defender had the step in front of him, but David Bestel does a good job of adjusting to it and getting the ball and knocking it away.
I don't know why. I just want to say Ben Mossberg a lot.
Ben was right down there by the plate, Joe, so I can understand how you said that.
Well, that's 2 plays in a row I've said his name, and it wasn't him. 3rd and 10 from the Cardinal 25 is Kierka. Drops straight back and now throws on the right, intended for Simmons, too high, incomplete.
Well, Simmons did a good job of breaking to the outside, but again, the pass from Iskurska was just a little bit too high. Watch here as the out pattern just is going to go a little bit over the head of the receiver. Good coverage by David Bestel.
And on 4th and 10, the Crimson trailing by 14, definitely in 4-down territory. So they will go for it on 4th and long. 2 receivers in, and Brankman lined up as a tight end on the right side. As Kierka has time, now tucks. He's going to run for it. And he is going to be met and stopped up as he crosses the 20. A gain of about 6, but nowhere near the first down.
Well, you credit that with the defensive backfield from the Cardinals, just blanketing the receivers from the Crimson and not allowing him to get a pass off. So watch here, he's got a lot of time to throw, but nobody to throw to. And he's going to try and run and get that first down, but the Cardinal defense made sure that wasn't going to happen.
So the Cardinals will take over from their own 9-yard line.
No, the 19.
19, Joe. That's what I meant. Listen to what I mean, not what I say, Howard.
I know what you mean.
Eric Anderson back in as the quarterback for the Cardinals. Ian Lewis, the receiver, lined up wide to the left. And the handoff goes right to Mike Helgen. He's going to push out across the 20 to maybe the 21, a gain of about 2.
Oh, Joe, with a little over 5 minutes left in this half, the Cardinals would love to sustain a drive and burn the rest of this clock and go into the halftime with the lead, if not 14-0 additional to that.
It's Helgen's first carry of the game. Picks up a couple.
And he comes out of the for this play.
Anthony Dew back in the backfield with Jason Weber. 2 receivers now in the game. It's Trevor Bielke lined up wide to the right, rolling and looking left, though, is Eric Anderson, and the pass overthrown, intended for Ian Lewis.
Well, Lewis had a step and did a nice move to cut to the outside, but the pass just overthrown as he was had a couple of steps in front of the defender. Good protection for Anderson as he's going to loft that out just at the last minute.
And that's a lot of linemen coming.
A lot of beef coming at you.
Justin Kokalis, rather, is listed at 6'3". So there's a lot of height there.
Yeah, there's a lot of height there.
And I'm not sure how tall Eric is, but I would guess probably around 6 foot. On 3rd and long, quick pass to Yidsty, and he is going to move the chains. He's going to put it out to the 30-yard line for the first down.
And Eric Anderson was really hit on that play just as he released it, but he popped right back up. Just a nice play by Yidsty as he was able to just kind of stretch the ball across to make sure he was going to pick up that first down. Watch here right at the end as he pushes the ball over the line and gets the first down for the Cardinals. And what continues to move the clock and the chains.
And now 1st and 10 with 4.5 to play in the first half. Pitch goes to Anthony Dew running left, and that did not fool the Maple Grove defense at all. He may have found a yard.
Well, I think they will give him 1 yard on the play, but just a good job by the defense to plug that hole. As Anthony Dew is going to take the pitch from Anderson. Watch here as a number of Crimson players push him back, making sure he's not going to pick up more than that 1 yard.
There you can hear the defense watching Trevor Bielke going deep, but they run the reverse, and he is stuffed up in the backfield for a loss of 6.
Oh, just good reaction by the Crimson defense as they were not fooled by that reverse.
Well, they saw Trevor Bielke, and they know he's been dangerous so far, and they saw him lined up in the slot and knew something was up. They followed him and stopped the Cardinals up, and now 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals from their own 25.
David Bestel playing well for this defense. We talked a little bit about him in the opening of the game and how he has been all over the field for this Cardinal team.
So 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals with just over 3 minutes to play in the half. Handoff goes to Anthony Dew, and he is stopped for a loss of another yard. So on 4th and 16, deep in their own end, the Cardinals send out the punting unit. Ryan Schultz standing at his own 45 to receive the Dustin Wolf punt, and it's a good one. He calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 45, so good field position for the Crimson. They've got 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Well, Joe, we talked about the Crimson's strength on defense, and really we saw the Cardinals jump on the defense early, got the quick 14 points. But the last number of series offensively for the Cardinals, the Crimson defense really has stepped up. So fortunately for the Cardinals, they have this 2-touchdown lead.
Two receivers and a tight end in the game for Ryan Iskierka as he starts 1st and 10 with 2:33 to play in the first half. Crimson trying to cut into that 14-point lead. Muhlenberg on the pitch, running left, and a great tackle by Mathis.
Well, good job by the Cardinal defense to pursue it. Didn't fool, that pitch didn't fool anybody. Really, the defense playing to the outside follows the pitch and just doing a good job of staying in their lanes and making sure that they weren't going to get any holes open. Watch here as Dusty Mathis leads this defensive charge here and makes the nice tackle. Rob Landy slowed him up just a little bit, got a little bit on his ankle, but Dusty Mathis made sure he was going down.
Gain of 2 on the play, sets up 2nd and 8, and the Crimson take their first time out.
That was Coach Zahn Nienaber we saw over on the sideline. Zahn has been a part of our crew in the past and got an opportunity now to coach the varsity.
Well, we'll take this opportunity to quickly mention that we like to hear what you think of what we do. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, give us a call on the feedback line, 763-767-6526, or you can email us at ctnsports@ctnstudios.com. Again, ctnsports@ctnstudios.com. Crimson line up 2nd and 8 from their own 47. Play action, and in danger is Kirka. He's on the run, and he's going to be sacked. Dropped all the way back to the 44. Hitting him first was number 50, Doug Hennon, and he's been in on a couple big plays.
Well, he's had a nice game here so far in this half for the Cardinals. As really there was nowhere for him to go. And watch Hennon come into your picture and put him down for the sack. And just, this defense really has been playing very well all year, especially here this evening.
The loss of 6 yards on the play. Back to the 41, makes it 3rd and 14. Play action is Kirka, chased out of the pocket, throws to Muhlenberg on the sidelines, and he's going to be stopped well shy of the first down, back around where they started at the 46. And with 124, the Cardinals take timeout, and the Crimson forced to trot their punting team on.
Well, the Cardinals giving them a little bit of opportunity on this long 3rd down. But the thing that impresses me the most about this Cardinal defense is they really move well to the ball. And a watch here is they're going to get the ball carrier, and you have a number of red jersey around that ball, making sure that he was not going to get any more yards than he already did. Coach Craig Hansen coming out to talk to his offensive team.
Well, here's what lies ahead for the Cardinals still in the regular season. The Park Center Pirates will be their host next week. And Howie?
We'll be there.
And then on Wednesday the 17th, the Cardinals will finish out the season on the road to Champlin Park. And Howie?
We will not be there.
All right. And then it's playoff time, baby. Hopefully on Tuesday, October 23rd, we'll be right back here at the Sports Complex. So into punt is Hicks on 4th and 9. And he gets off a good one. Dan Tucker will field this from his own 21. Running right, he's out near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Cardinals will start.
Oh, the minute 14 left in this half. The Cardinals just will be content to run it out and go into halftime with that 2-touchdown lead.
I don't know, Howie. I think we see the Cardinals trying to go long at least once.
I'd like to see it. I would like to see it, because if they could put some more points on the board before they go into half, the way their defense is playing, it's going to be very tough for Maple Grove to dig out of that hole.
And the Cardinals have the choice when they come back, because they deferred, as we saw in the coin toss, so they will have the choice starting the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. And back to pass is Anderson, looking left and throwing long. And Joe Yidsty incomplete, and there's the flag for interference. All over his back was Brian Lytle.
Well, I couldn't wait for you to stop talking, Joe, because I saw that all the way. It was all over that receiver. Watch here as the pass comes out for Anderson.
Defense.
And there's Yitzty trying to get that pass, but he is all over Joe Yitzty.
And that is going to be a 15-yard penalty. It is not like the NFL where it's to the spot of the foul. But this will
Defensive pass
still...
interference on the white. Automatic first down.
This will still move it all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Anthony Dew coming back into the game for the Cardinals. Mike Helgen will take a jaunt over to the sidelines.
1:09 remaining in the half. And you couldn't have asked for anything better. Not only does it advance the ball 15 yards, automatic first down, stops the clock.
It does stop the clock.
Without using a timeout. So 1st and 10 from their own 45. Another 2 receiver set. And on play action, a lot of pressure, but the toss, it's a screen to Anthony Dew, but he's just barely going to make it across the line of scrimmage. He's going to gain about a yard.
That play was a little bit slow to develop for the Cardinals. And a nice play by number 53 for the Crimson. It was Mark Burchell.
And fumbling on the exchange was Eric Anderson. The Crimson are pointing their way, and they come out with it.
Now that's been a thorn in the Cardinals' side all season, as that play exchange between center and quarterback had a tough time with it. We've seen both Eric Anderson and Rob Larson Understander having a hard time with that exchange. And there, it just really came out of the hands of Eric Anderson. Looked like a good snap, but Eric could not grab the handle on the ball, and it's going to be a turnover.
So now 42.9 seconds remaining on the clock, and the Cardinals were just trying to down that ball to save their timeouts. And Iskirka on 1st and 10 will back off, throw quickly to the right side, complete, and diving for the sidelines is Aaron Getchell.
I don't think he made it because the clock is continuing to run. Looked like he was down just before he was able to get the ball over, and looks like we're going to have
and
a
now
timeout.
The Crimson will call timeout.
We'll see if we can see that here as he's going to attempt to dive for the sideline. That was awfully close.
His knees were down before the ball, and that is the crucial factor. If any part of his body is down before the ball is down out of bounds, it remains in play. He did get down to the Cardinal 38, though, for a gain of 7.
Well, it took about 16 seconds off the clock, so it was a lot of time on that play. Continued to run until the Crimson was able to call their timeout. Gives an opportunity for the defense to regroup as well. And this is important for the Crimson to try and put some points on the board in the next 26 seconds before we take the halftime break.
Well, they would certainly love to take advantage of the Cardinal miscue when the Cardinals were trying maybe to hurry things a little too fast and gave up the ball in their own zone. 3 receivers in the game this time for Iskirka. On 2nd and about 3. He's going to look left. He throws long, and this one is almost intercepted by Dan Tucker. The pass intended for Joe Boone.
Looks like there's a flag down, and I think they're going to call that holding on the offensive line for the Crimson. And just a good job of defensive protection out with that receiver.
Yeah, they're talking to Captain Lee Sorcelay. So
there's another look at the coverage downfield. Just a good play. Mossberg and Tucker both on the receiver.
So this will back the Crimson up with 19.8 remaining on the clock.
Gonna hold 74 white. Replay 2nd down.
First time I've heard that.
Make it 3rd and 13 from the Cardinal 48. Marcus Simmons wide to the left. Getchell is wide to the right. Iskierka looks and dumps to Muhlenberg on the screen going left. He's got room running back to the right, and he's going to get out of bounds with a first down at the Cardinal 29-yard line.
Oh, nice play and a better job of getting out of bounds to stop the clock. About 6 seconds taken, or maybe about 5 seconds taken off the clock on that play. But just a good job of picking up the additional yardage. And watch here as he sees the sideline, realizing he's going to have to go out and stop that clock. Good job of blocking as well downfield for the Crimson.
18 yards on the pass from Iskierka to Muhlenberg. As you mentioned, 11.3 on the clock. First and 10 for the Crimson. Iskierka back to pass, looks left, throws long, and this one is intercepted by Dan Tucker. Tucker is back out to the Cardinal 20, and that will do it for the first half.
Well, just a nice way to end this half for the Cardinals, getting up 14-0, defense playing well, and the defense ends this half for the Cardinals.
And a big emotional boost for this Coon Rapids team. They have been a team that didn't put a lot of points on the board all season long. The defense has been the key, and already they've gotten their biggest lead of the season, especially emotionally uplifting after coming off that big homecoming loss to the Blaine Bengals last week.
Oh, the coaching staff talked to them during practice this week and said, this is a key game for us, and we need to win it. And right now, up 14-0 at halftime, they're halfway there.
All right, well, we will be back with halftime stats, highlights, and all the rest after this.
This is going to be a real test. And they're really into it. Jenny takes the lead to page 2. Uh-oh, Johnny's eyes are offsides. He's back on sides. Good call on Johnny's part. Oh, looks like forward passing going on. Let's look at that again. No, she'll be completing this one on her own. So get it in your head. Next time you're tempted to cheat, don't. Do the work. Take the test. Listen to the ref in your head. Cheating is a personal foul.
I just want to say thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for convincing me to smoke.
And this filter just makes me feel so safe.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for singling me out as a main target.
I can be beautiful and have big, strong men by smoking. Thanks.
Big Tobacco for causing impotence in young men.
You hear that?
I hope you feel really good about that.
Not having a soul.
Thank you, Big Tobacco.
Cancer sticks and shove them up your... Ah! Thank you so much.
For killing us.
You've been targeting us for so long. Now we're going to target you. I love you guys.
We will hug you.
But we won't degrade you in the process.
We will hug you.
But we won't taunt you or call you names.
We will hug you.
When the game's over, we'll shake your hands and go out for a soda or something.
Fact: students in high school activities gain a better sense of sportsmanship. A message from the Minnesota State High School League.
Weak stuff in here. Yeah. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
Well, that was the halftime entertainment by the Coon Rapids Cardettes. And it is continuing to be Parents' Night here. I believe they're going to introduce the band and the band parents. Next, we'll take a short break, and then the extra special halftime entertainment coming your way after that.
Siggy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to decide if I want something to eat.
Well, instead, why don't you try not to leave the refrigerator door open? Decide what you want before you open the refrigerator.
Fridge browsing was my favorite hobby.
Please don't waste energy. Thank you.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
And that was the final performance at home in front of a football crowd for the 2001 Coon Rapids Cardinals marching band. And in a moment here, we will have we've got an extra special long halftime here, Howie, with all kinds of entertainment. We had the Coon Rapids, we had the Cardettes, the Coon Rapids Cardettes. We had the band, and now coming up are the mini cards. And
don't forget, it was Parents' Night here as well.
It was Parents' Night. That's right. We had introduced the parents of the players and the parents and the cheerleaders before the game. Introduced the parents of the Cardettes just before they did their halftime performance. The parents of the band were announced before their final performance in front of a home football crowd in the regular season. We hope to see them again in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we do. With with the way they're playing here tonight, then it's just a matter of momentum and carrying it into the playoffs. And these are two important games for them to get under their belt, hopefully for wins. So.
And now the extra special halftime performance I was mentioning before. It's the Little Cards coming onto the field, and she's got it right. Got the earmuffs on. She'll stay warm out there doing her dance.
Well, the key is keeping warm out there. It is cold. I mean, it's cold in the booth, and we're mostly protected from the wind.
So let's watch and listen as the mini cards get their chance in front of a cold and shivering but large Cardinal turnout. Well, with that, the Mini Cardinals will exit the field. The Maple Grove Crimson already back onto the field, and here come the Coon Rapids Cardinals holding on to that 14-point lead. And Howie, this is the way the Cardinal team really wanted to come out and get things done. 21 of their 26 plays in the first half were on the ground, led by their big man, Anthony Dew.
Well, the one thing that Coach Koppel always says is control the line of scrimmage, and they did so on both sides of the ball. Defense played very well. Offense finally got really into gear and opened some things up, and this is the kind of things that Coach Koppel was telling me about, that they worked about in practice all week long.
Well, Anthony Dew, 6 carries for 63 yards. And, of course, the big one is the second play of the game for the Cardinals, 51 yards for the touchdown, and that put the Cardinals in the lead at 7-0. They haven't had a lot of luck passing the ball, but that's Larson on the keeper for 13 yards. Trevor Bielke scored the other touchdown on a 1-yard dive over the top on 4th and goal. Going the other way, the defense has played big, picking up 2 sacks of the quarterback Iskirka. Both have been at least partially on the part of number 50, Doug Hennett. And the Cardinals racking up some good numbers. They've got about 50 more yards, although the number of plays in that first half was almost identical. We had 26 to 21 in favor of the Cardinals. Now my big stat is three penalties for 30 yards for the Crimson. No penalties in the first half for Coon Rapids.
Well, Coach Koppel said cut down on mistakes, and that's what they wanted to do, and they have done so far here in the first half. Is they have no mistakes. There's no turnovers, and they're playing smart football here, and that's why they're up 14-0.
1 turnover.
I'm sorry, I meant penalties. I meant penalties, not turnovers.
Well, and they have fumbled the ball a couple of times and been able to get back on top of it. And actually, they'd have another 17 yards rushing had it not been for an errant pitch from Rob Larson to Anthony Dew, that Anthony Dew had to recover 17 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But what happened in that drive is they then switched to Eric Anderson, and Eric Anderson came in and threw a 41-yard pass on 3rd and long and found Trevor Bielke for a first down, and that led to their second touchdown.
And really good protection by that offensive line for Eric Anderson on those number of passes that he was able to get off. And that is something we haven't seen a lot of in terms of a lot of downfield passing.
3 of 5 for 51 yards in the first half. All of those were on the arm of Eric Anderson. We did not see Larson.
We had a great first half. Keep working hard.
We did not see Larson try to throw the ball at all in the first half.
Well, the Cardinals deferred into the second half. We'll take the kickoff and go on the offense right away to start this second half. They're throwing footballs out, Joe. You know, I think you should go out and get one for me.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You could dive a little. Oh, there goes Joe. He is off. He is going to get a football for me. Let's see if he can actually get one. If they spot Joe open, Joe's actually in the flat. He's making a move and actually was overthrown. But Joe did get one. And look at it. He's going to the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Joe Yund. Good job, Joe. Joe did come, and he's brought me back a red Cardinal football.
Hey, I do what I can, man.
Cardinal football, Cardinal red. We like it.
And we got to love the boosters here, really. They are such good people. They gave us a couple pom-poms last week for homecoming, and I hear they even treated you to a burger.
They really did. That was very nice.
The second half underway, Trevor Bielke taking the return from his own 5-yard line, pushing all the way out to his 30.
And that was a nice return by Trevor Bielke. He was really a step away from possibly breaking it. He had a defender just had him in the grasp, but otherwise I think he may have gone the distance.
And decent field position for the Cardinals. Looks like Rob Larson will get the start in this series at quarterback for the Cardinals.
You're a little out of breath, Joe, from that touchdown run, but we appreciate that. You take one for the team.
Well, I knew I had to get back here quick.
And you did.
2 tight ends in the game, 3 men in the backfield for Coon Rapids. The handoff goes to Trevor Bielke running left, and he is going to be out about the 34 for a gain of 4.
Well, I think the key offensively for the Cardinals, they want to continue to control the line of scrimmage. They want to control the ball, and they want to move the clock as well.
And that, of course, a big factor is the Cardinals have been working on all season long, and that is making sure that they use up the clock in a ball control offense. Boy, they have spent a lot of time just in this section throwing out the footballs. They must have like one in there for everybody in the stands. Handoff going right.
That was a big stop by the Crimson defense.
It's going to be a loss of a couple.
You know, and one of the things that, as we see this play again, one of the things that the Crimson defense trying to accomplish when it came into this game is really stop that run, but not give up a big play. And we saw that big gain by Anthony do early in the game, and that's that one big play that the Crimson defense did not want to give up. And right now they're in a hole.
Well, it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. So 3rd and 8 from the 32.
A passing situation. We'll see if Rob Larson throws the ball from under center.
And there is no time. I believe it was going to be a play-action pass, but sacked by a huge blitz on the part of the Crimson. Backs the Cardinals back up to their own 25.
Well, that fires the Crimson defense up. Look at the surge there by the defensive line. There are 2 linemen there before Rob Larson really is able to get out and do anything.
Number 39, Lou Greeter, we talked about in the intro, and Jordan Muro combining on the sack. Makes it 4th and 15 from the 25. And to punt is Dustin Wolf, and this one's blocked. And sliding down on it in the end zone, it's going to be a safety.
Just good surge by the special teams of the Crimson, and exactly what the Crimson wanted to do to start this second half. Put a lot of pressure on the Cardinal offense, and here put a lot of pressure on Dustin Wolf and get the block, and that Dustin's going to have to go back into the end zone and fall on it for the safety. That is a live ball, and he wants to make sure that he gets down there only for 2 points, because had it got away from him and the Crimson fell on it, that would be a touchdown.
But then the Cardinals still have to turn around and kick the ball off.
They do.
To the Crimson. It's a free kick, and I believe they start at their own 20-yard line. I believe they kick it from their own 20, so with 2 points on the board now, the Crimson have a chance to get good field position.
Well, they do, and again, and they want to try and swing momentum to their side of the ball. That nice play by their defense and then also by their special teams puts a little bit of that momentum back on the Crimson sideline.
And it was Justin Kokalis that got in and got the block, and that is huge for the Crimson to come out and not only stop the Cardinals 3 and out, but then block the punt and get it in the end zone for a safety. So the free kick by Stewart is taken by Williams from his 35. He is across the 50 and into Cardinal territory before he is taken down.
Gives the Crimson great field position and now puts the pressure back on the Cardinal defense to make sure that they don't put additional points on the board. But look at this, it's a nice run back. And watch the hit here. Great block there, and just good way of following his blockers and picking up some additional yardage after that initial surge.
A 23-yard return for Marcus Simmons. And on 1st and down, the handoff goes to Hicks, and he dives for about a yard. And I think that as Kierka wanted to take that one back from him and run the option.
Here's another look at that. It looks like that's very possible, Joe, as he was actually fighting a little bit with him for that ball. He almost pulled it back from him and away from him, but I think that, the Crimson have had their success offensively running to the outside.
So 2nd and 9 as Kierka drops way back and now feeling a little pressure, dumps it off to Hicks, and he's got room. He's got a 1st down and more. He gets outside, and he is gone. One man to beat, and he dives in for the touchdown. And all of a sudden, the Crimson have come alive.
You could see the momentum after that 2-point play, and you could see that as soon as that turned around, the offense took the ball back, ran it in, and now it's a ball game. Here's another look, and watch the good blocking as well. Good time, a lot of protection. Almost looked a little bit like a hold there, but didn't call it. And then just a good job by Hicks as he takes it to the end zone. Nice job of running, and he picks up the 6 points for the Crimson.
So 46-yard touchdown, and on to try the extra point is Matt Schuba. The kick is up. It is good, and the Crimson quickly put 9 points on the board in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
And quickly is the key word, Joe, because now they're back into the ball game after being down 14-0 and really not playing well on either side of the ball. This gives them the momentum that they needed, and now they're less than a touchdown within the lead, from the lead. Coach Craig Hansen congratulating his squad, put a bit of a smile back on his face. 8:52 left in this third quarter. Cardinals now ahead 14-9. Joe, just a nice play offensively. Good job setting it up, and good blocking by the line. They give him enough. Hannon is there, but just can't get there in time. And the pass is released quickly, and then Hicks does the rest.
Great job of Hicks getting outside, avoiding a tackle right there by the Cardinal deep back, or I think that was the other cornerback, Dan Tucker. And then Bestel tried to get to him at the end zone. Weber fields this one from the 15 after bobbling it once. He's going to get out to the 25 where he's hit hard.
Oh, just the Crimson, all aspects of the Crimson game right now being fired up. There's the visiting crowd from Maple Grove coming here. Pretty good turnout on this cold night. The return by Jason Weber is trying to follow his blocking, but then again, a nice hit. That was number 61, John Eastman for the Crimson, doing a good job getting the hit on Weber.
And now Eric Anderson back in under center for the Cardinals. Anthony Dew lined up as a receiver on the right side. Anthony Lewis out wide to the left. The pitch is to Bielke, and he's looking to throw downfield. He's got Dew. It's complete, and he is gone. No way they're going to catch him. This is a 75-yard touchdown pass from Trevor Bielke to Anthony Dew.
Now that is huge. Coach Clayton Koppel pulls one out of his bag of tricks. There was a flag down, but they're going to call that defensive penalty. And the referees are conferring right now, but that is going to be a defensive penalty. No, I think it's going to be a hold. Are they going to say it's a hold?
No, it's defensive pass interference, I believe. And it is.
No, it's offsetting penalties.
Oh, and it goes all the way back.
They called a hold on the Cardinals, and that's why the one referee came over and called a hold and pointed to the Cardinal way, and that's why when you had said, no, it's a defensive penalty, I didn't see the hold.
I saw the flag at the 50. I didn't see the one back at the Cardinal 20.
Well, not a great time to call a holding penalty on the Cardinal.
I got defensive pass interference on the white. I got offensive holding on number 29 red. We're going to replay first down.
So it's basically a do-over.
It's a wash.
And that is makes it 1st and 10 from the 25, and the Cardinals lose their huge play, because I think the Crimson are going to watch for that one this time.
Well, I think now that they know it's in their playbook, and other than the hold, it worked to perfection.
Handoff goes to Dew running up the middle, and he is going to be stopped up as he gets to about the 28. So it's a gain of about 3.
Well, what you saw at jubilant Cardinal sideline is calmed down a little bit after the holding penalty, called that play back. Anderson giving the handoff here to Dew. Anthony Dew doing a good job of just making sure he protects that ball as well.
2nd and 7. 2 receivers out wide to the right for Eric Anderson, and he is going to look to throw. He's blitzed, and he is sacked. It is Tom Murphy and Jordan Muro combining on the sack.
Oh, just a great defensive call by the Crimson as they send the blitz. The linebackers blitzing in on the play. Eric Anderson has no opportunity to get this ball off. He's wrapped around the ankle, and usually you see him call it right there. It took him a little while to blow the whistle.
Backs him up to the 21-yard line. Loss of 7. And third down for the Cardinals.
Now this is a big third down for the Cardinal offense. They want to continue to try and drive this ball. Now only up 14-9.
And whistles, and that cannot be good when it's before, and they're going to call it on the defense. It's going to be encroachment. That'll help the Cardinals a little.
Ball. Encroachment. Wait.
Well, that certainly does. It makes it from a 3rd and 14 now to a 3rd and 9. Not that a 3rd and 9 is that easy to accomplish, but it gives them a little more opportunity to do something. Jason Weber checking into the Cardinal lineup.
And now Bielke, one of the 2 men out wide to the left. Single setback was due, looking to pass, and picked off by Murphy. And Murphy is going to get into the end zone for the Maple Grove Crimson, and all of a sudden, they are on top.
Well, the pass was really telegraphed. Murphy did a great job of reading the play, stepped in front of the receiver and picked it off and took it for the distance. And that one, he watched the eyes of Eric Anderson all along and knew where that pass was coming. And that is big, Joe, because now total momentum is on the Crimson side.
And after being in on a sack 2 plays earlier, it's Tom Murphy picking off the ball and taking it back for a touchdown to put his team ahead from 34 yards away. Kick is up, it's good, and all of a sudden, it is 16-14.
And all of a sudden is right because it is quick in this 3rd quarter. Eric Anderson looking for the out pattern to Trevor Bielke. Has some good protection on the play, but just really telegraphs this pass. And Murphy just doing a great job of stepping in front of Bielke, picking that one, almost lost his balance, but then took it to the house, and the score for the Crimson.
And we're not even quite midway through the 3rd quarter. And the Crimson have come out and scored 16 unanswered.
Well, it must have been
a little over 5.5 minutes.
It must have been one heck of a halftime talk by that man to fire up his Crimson team, trailing 14-0. Scored 16 unanswered points here quickly in this 3rd quarter.
And it's especially disheartening when the Cardinals have a penalty called on a 75-yard halfback pass for a touchdown. And then what it turns into is an interception return 34 yards for a touchdown. And it's quickly a 14-point swing. Trevor Bielke fields it from his own 11 off the bounce. He's going to be out across the 31. So the Cardinals with decent field position.
Well, the one thing the Cardinals cannot do is get down, even though they had this lead coming in at half, and it quickly evaporated as we look at the return by Bielke here to give the Cardinals good field position to start this drive. But, I mean, they know that they've been playing well offensively. They just have to continue to stay in that mode. Their defense has been playing well. They just know they have to continue to control the ball.
Bielke lined up as a receiver out wide to the right. Rob Larson in as quarterback for the Cardinals. I formation behind him. And the Crimson all over in the backfield. I think the handoff went to the up back, Weber, and he is going to lose a yard or maybe even 2.
Now this defense really has stiffened up here for the Crimson. And Coach Koppel, as he did earlier, as we see this this play again, Looked like that was a loose ball, but the Cardinals were able to get back on top of it and retain possession. But you know, the Cardinals, Coach Koppel pulled a trick out of his a play out of his bag of tricks. We'll see if he has some of those things left here to get the Cardinals back into this game.
2nd and 11. The pitch goes to Anthony Dew on the right, and he's going to have all he can handle just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Just really tough go right now against the Crimson defense. They're not getting their running game going. The Crimson are doing a good job of staying in their lanes and fighting off the blocks of the O-line for Coon Rapids. And there's the pitch to Anthony Dew. Tough yardage in there.
Play action, Larson rolling left, throws, complete to Ian Lewis for a first down out to the 46-yard line.
Nice pass by Rob Larson. We haven't seen Rob throw the ball too much this season, but was right on the money to pick up the first down. Well, that's what, Joe, that's what the Cardinals need. They need to mix it up, as we see Rob Larson with a nice rollout and a good job of getting the ball outside. And the Cardinals, what they need to do is they need to mix their plays up a little bit. If the Crimson defense is set for the run every play, it's going to make it a tough situation for the Cardinals.
1st and 10 from the 46 after a 17-yard reception. And the pitch got bobbled, and I think he tried to pitch it to Dew, and it hit Jason Weber, and Larson slides on it, recovers it back at the 40, but that's going to be a loss of 6.
Well, Joe, it's just the continuity that was there in the first half is not there for the Cardinals offensively here right now, and they're struggling to find a way to put it together. As you see, the pitch is going to hit Jason Weber, and a good job by the Cardinals to make sure they fell on it. Rob Larson fell on that ball for Coon Rapids to make sure he retained possession.
Play action, Larson rolling right, throws, it's knocked down by Kokalis.
Well, Kokalis has been all over the field. Both the defensive ends for the Crimson have been really playing well here this evening, and it's as showed by that play as Kokalis got his arms up to knock that pass away. As we see here, watch big number 92 come into your picture and knock that pass down. He really got up there pretty high.
And he's already 6'3". Third and 16 for the Cardinals from their own 40-yard line. Larson hands off to Dew up the middle. He gets past the original surge, but he's about back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll bring up 4th and 10, and in is going to come the Cardinal punting unit.
Well, the Crimson defense did their job holding the Cardinals out, forcing them to punt. So we're going to see the handoff to Dew. Good hole right there, but good tackling, good way to a couple of defenders to slow Anthony Dew down, and the Crimson defense wrap him up.
Last time we saw the punting unit in, it turned into a safety on a Kokalis block. This time, Wolf is going to get it away, and it's a good one. This one's going to bounce and be down at about the 32. Gorham wanted to run away. Thought maybe the Crimson had touched it, but not the way it is.
Well, it's something you have to do. If for some reason you think they touch it, make sure you run unless you hear that whistle blow, but the whistle did blow. And the Crimson start off at their own 32. Well, see here, Josh Gorham felt that maybe one of the Crimson players touched it, but that's pretty evidence to us that they did not.
So 1st and 10 for Iskirka, and the Crimson handoff to Hicks up the middle, big hole. He's going to twist away, and on second effort, get the first down all the way out to the 46.
Joe, we talked about controlling the lines of scrimmage, and right now the Crimson are doing it on both sides of the ball. Good blocking up front for the Crimson to open that quick hole. Look, here's just a big hole by the offensive line for the Crimson to open that up for Hicks.
It's only their third offensive play of the second half, and they've scored 16 points. Hicks running left, another big hole, another first down. He's into Cardinal territory down at about the 43.
Well, Joe, you just get the feel that the Crimson are controlling this game right now. They're pretty much doing what they want to, especially offensively. As we'll take another look at that, Hicks with the pitch out. And again, good blocking up front is the key to this run. Hicks doing a nice job of kind of picking and choosing at which hole he wants to run behind. And then second effort gets some additional yardage.
Quarterback option is Kirka will keep it. He's inside the 40 to about the 39.
Brought down by Costi, number 24 for Coon Rapids. This time the quarterback kept the ball. Was the fake into Hicks. And a good job here, a good piece of running, but Robert Koski with the tackle, in addition to a couple other Cardinal players.
4 yards on the carry. Sets up 2nd and 6. Strong side left for the Crimson. Handoff to Hicks up the middle. Breaks through the line, and he is going to be stopped short of a first down down at the 41.
He did lose the ball a little bit, but referees are calling that ball hit the ground.
Or down at the 36, rather.
Where it's marked. Ground cannot cause a fumble. So we take another look at Hicks moving the ball. We'll see if where it comes loose, or if it comes loose, and it does come. Well, that looked pretty close to a fumble. Beautiful moon, Joe. Over
an eerie moon.
An eerie moon.
3rd and 3, and Hicks has another first down as he pushes down inside to about the 26. Gain of about 10.
Why, if we don't, we come up and join them?
All kinds of movement that time, and this is going to be false start on the offense.
Push the Crimson back 5. Has really just about the right side of the offensive line moved before the snap.
Ball. Full start. 74 White. Replay, first down.
I think you could have called it, as you mentioned, on just about anyone on the line, really. You said the right. I saw the left end move and the tight end on the left side. So pretty much everybody except for the center and the left guard, I think, moved before the ball was snapped. But and the Cardinals really need that as the Crimson just are pushing their way down. 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And they're going to get this last playoff. It's to Muhlenberg. He's inside the 30. He's going to gain about maybe 3. We'll step aside after 3 quarters of play. The Crimson have a 2-point lead.
Don't you love that safe, free feeling you get in a pickup truck, Larry?
Yeah, nothing but you, me, the open road, a deer.
Yeah! The cow! Yeah! The ostrich! The village people! The village people!
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Especially in pickup trucks.
I didn't know the village people were doing a road tour.
Well, Howie, I've learned a lot from you.
You have. I appreciate that.
The Maple Grove Crimson come out with a very dominant third quarter and completely turn the game around. In the first half, they had 3 first downs. in this drive, they've had 3 first downs. They had 16 points with only 2 offensive plays.
Joe goes back to controlling the line of scrimmage and moving the ball, and that's what the Crimson are doing this second half.
And
making plays
aggressive.
count.
They are the team with the aggression and the momentum. On 2nd and 13, a handoff to Muhlenberg. Oh, no, they faked Muhlenberg. It fumbled, and it is picked up straight into the hands of Doug Hennon, and he is off to the races. To the 20, tripped up inside the Maple Grove 15. I have no idea how that happened, but it was like he was stopped, and then all of a sudden, it popped right out into the hands of Hennon.
And that is huge. And Doug Hennon has been playing a phenomenal game here this evening. Has a sack, just playing well. And if we're going to see this replay, watch somebody put their hand in, pop the ball out. Doug Hennon caught it on the run. He did everything he could to try and get to the end zone. Hicks caught him at the end. And we'll bring him down at about the, I believe, about the 13.
There's the hit. It's Tim Hennon.
Tim
Evans, rather. That his dad's sitting right in front of us, and I actually turned the monitor so his dad could see it. And what do you know? It's Tim Evans that gets to put the helmet right on the ball, and Hennon runs the other way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
And there's Tim Evans, who made just a great play popping that ball out.
So 1st and 10 from the 14, handoff to Bielke. He's going to dive down. He'll be down close to the 10.
Well, as much as the Cardinals needed that change of momentum, they really need to score here to get the ball back and try to get the lead back. 11:25 left in the game. And after a big play by the Cardinal defense, the offense is trying to move it in and capitalize.
4 yards on that carry for Trevor Bielke. 2nd and 6 from the 10. And the Cardinals are hoping how the 3rd quarter was all Maple Grove. The 4th quarter can be all Coon Rapids.
Well, you know, momentum is a big part of any sport.
And there's a timeout, and that could be very important as we get down to the end of this game. In a close one, I mean, Maple Grove has a 2-point lead, and the Cardinals are really within field goal range already.
Oh, they are, and you know, in the red zone, you have to score, and you want to score the touchdown. Now,
well, there you heard it from the mouth of head coach Clayton Koppel. They got to keep moving the ball forward. 3 yards a carry. If you can get 3 yards every carry, you are going to get a first down every time. Doug Hennon, and we have said his name more tonight than I think we have all season. And then the big play after he's been around the ball, he's been in on a couple of hits for losses and I believe a couple of sacks. And then he's just in the right place at the right time. He was actually about 3 or 4 yards behind the runner who appeared to be stopped, and then Tim Evans hit that ball with his helmet, and it just shot right into Doug's hands, and he alertly turned around and ran the other way down inside, down to the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing. In a game situation, that was the longest run of Doug Hennon's career at Coon Rapids.
Well, and then to get caught by the halfback is not real bad. On the naked bootleg, Rob Larson scoots inside the 5, and he is going to be close to a Cardinal first down.
He's going to be very close to the first down. I think they're going to move the sticks. We'll take a look, or he's going to maybe be a yard short, but just a nice design play by Rob Larson, and just trying to get an additional block. A nice job there of avoiding one, and we'll see where they place the ball down.
They are not. They're going to mark it 3rd and about a half a yard.
I don't think they gave him a very good spot on that ball.
So give him 5 yards on the carry. 3rd and short for Coon Rapids. Handoff goes to Bielke on the left. And I don't know if this
I don't think he has it.
I don't think he has it either.
But you know, in that last replay, if you look where Rob Larson fell, it looked like they gave him really a bad spot on the ball, about almost a half a yard difference, and which would have maybe been a half a yard to the first down. Let's see where he falls.
See, it doesn't matter where he falls. It's a matter of forward progression, and I think he's definitely at the 4-yard line.
That's a horrible spot by the referees.
And now the Cardinals on fourth and a half a yard are going to bring out the kicking team. This is going to be a 22-yard attempt for Andy Culligan. It is up. It is good. The Cardinals are back in the lead.
And that's big because that's a situation where now it gives them the lead and gives them the momentum, and now they're going to rely on their defense to keep them in this game. Plenty of time left with that 1-point lead. Culligan with the kick, and it's good. Good height by that front wall of the Crimson to try and get up and disrupt anything there, but the Cardinals come away with the 1-point lead right now.
I just say, you know, the whole return of the fumble, it's so odd that who's sitting right in front of us and turned around because he wanted to see that replay, and I went over and I turned the TV, and it's Tim Evans' dad, and I turned the TV, and as soon as the replay came on, he was like, hey, and he's telling everybody around, that was my kid who knocked that out.
Absolutely. And what better on Parents' Night than that story right there, Joe?
Dave Heinrich's out to kick it away, and he gets a booming one. Hicks will take it from the 9. Hicks moving back towards the center of the field, cutting up now. And he has got a good return. He's out across the 30 to about the 32.
A great field position for the Crimson as Hicks with just a really nice piece of running back on that kickoff. We've seen him do a number of good things here this evening for Maple Grove.
They're going to actually mark this a little closer to the 33. So it's going to be a return of about 22 yards. Pitch goes to Hicks on first down, and he is going to be stopped all by himself. Out there is Dusty Mathis, and he's going to stop him after a gain of a yard.
Well, Dusty just doing a great job of reading that play and reacting to it, coming across and following the ball carrier. As we're going to see the pitch out to Hicks. Hicks trying to get around that corner, but watch Dusty Mathis come around and wrap him up, even with that cast on his arm, and make the tackle.
So 2nd and 9 for the Crimson. 3 receivers in the game for Ryan Iskierka. The pitch goes to Muhlenberg, running right. And again, Dusty Mathis on the hit. He is going to be able to get out across the 35 to about the 37.
Again, pursuit by the Cardinal defense made sure that play wasn't going to gain a lot of positive yardage. And you can look at the Cardinal defense and their attitude right now as you see this nice tackle. Mossberg, a little bit of pressure, and then Dusty Mathis and David Bestel in to bring him down. But you can see the fact that they know that now they have this lead and they have to tighten up and play tough.
3rd and 6 for the Crimson. And Iskierka will hand off to Hicks going up the middle. He is going to dive and have the first down out to the 44.
Now, that run was at the Cardinals' strength of their defense is up the middle, and it's just a good job open up a hole by the offensive line for the Crimson in order for them to pick up that first down. Watch here as you see a tackle pulling, trying to open up that hole, and Hicks gets through it quickly.
Needed 6 yards, got 7. And on 1st and 10, Muhlenberg running right. He's going to be out to, looks like about the 48-yard line, so a pickup of about 4.
Crimson trying to control the line of scrimmage, get that portion of that game back, and they're trying to do it here after the Cardinals take on the 1-point lead. Coach Koppel in concentrating on what his defense is doing to stop this Maple Grove offense.
2nd and 6. A handoff up the middle, and this one's going to get a yard, maybe 2. John Hicks not given a lot of room that time.
Looked real close. If the Cardinals almost jumped on that play.
Yeah, it did. I was looking for the flag. But
I was too. Now it's a big 3rd down for this Cardinal defense. 3rd and 5. They want to stop the Crimson right here and get the ball, turn the ball back to their offense.
Well, so far in the second half, the Crimson 2 for 2 on 3rd down. And on 3rd and 5, the pitch goes to Muhlenberg running right. He is not going to get the first down. He is stopped after a short gain, if any.
I think he picked up maybe about 2 to 3 yards on that play.
No,
we'll
he
see where
picked
they
up
mark
maybe a yard. Oh, they do give it to him way out there.
They did.
I thought he was stopped right at the 50.
He picked up 3 yards on that play. They're going to make it 4th and 2, and it looks as though the Crimson are going to go for it here. And this is a huge 4th down situation for this Cardinal defense.
And the Cardinal stands are rumbling with noise. 4th and 2. Hicks hit in the backfield. He's keeping it pushing. He is not going to get it unless the refs give him a very, very good mark.
Well, the refs owe the Cardinals a spot. Let's see where they put it down. And they're going to come out for a measurement here, but I think they're just a little bit short.
The Cardinal fans don't like the spot.
Well, let's see. One ref put it at one place, another ref put it back. But they're going to bring out the chains here, and they're going to mark that. It's going to be very close. We're going to see if we can get a good angle of this.
Well, the Cardinals all standing in front of it. We can certainly tell by their reaction. No good.
They are short. No.
Nope. It's going to be a first down. Hard to tell. They're taking it. It is a first down by the nose of a football.
We'll take a look and see where the spot is.
From here, I tell you, I think they gave him a really good spot, and we are standing. They are right in front of us there. Oh, that's a bad spot.
That's a terrible spot. That's two terrible spots by this officiating crew, and normally
Not that we would ever
we don't normally criticize the officials, but that's two bad plays.
1st and 10 from the Cardinal 46. Muhlenberg running right is across the 45 and spun down at about the 43. It's a good hit on the left side. I'm not sure who made it. It might have been Joe Germanson. Might have been Josh Gorham. I saw both of them coming from over there.
Now this is where you test the mettle of your defense.
4 yards on the carry. 2nd and 6 from the 42. Handoff is to Muhlenberg. He's got a first down and more. He's outside. He's to the 20, the 15, and he is going to be stopped inside the 5 by David Bestel.
A nice piece of running by Muhlenberg as he's slow to get up. And really a nice tackle by David Bestel to bring him down short of the goal line. Are they bringing that? And that is a clip on the Crimson, so they're going to bring that back. And that is huge for the defense, for this entire Cardinal team.
See John Hicks out there trying to argue the call, and that is usually not going to help.
We got a clipping on the white. Still 2nd down.
So after all that, it will be.
Let's see if we can.
2nd and looks like about 2.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find this clip, but let's take a look as a nice run by Muhlenberg to get to the outside and watch the tackle by David Bestel here at the end of this play. Well, I won't see it, but just a great piece of tackling.
2nd and 2 from the 38. Handoff to Muhlenberg up the middle, and he gets the first down to about the 32.
Well, you're seeing both these running backs for the Crimson, Muhlenberg and Hicks, performing pretty well here this evening. They've got a nice 1-2 punch in the backfield.
6 yards on that carry, gives it 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 32. Four minutes remaining in the game. Cardinals ahead by 1. Handoff to Muhlenberg. He's across the 30, second effort. They're going to say his knee went down at about the 28.
Looks like Josh Gorham for the Cardinals got a hand in there and tripped him up. We'll see Muhlenberg with a quick handoff up the middle. Josh Gorham there grabbed a hold of his ankle, made sure he was going to go down.
Ball on the Cardinal 29, 2nd and 7. Keeping it on the option is Iskierka, and he stopped for a loss of a yard.
What Iskierka has been doing all evening is just making that fake pitch, or it looks like he was going to fake pitch all evening. That time the Cardinal defense didn't go for it, and they're going to make him pay with a yard loss on the play.
And that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Crimson. Crimson 2 of 3 on 3rd down here in the second half.
Joe, this is a situation where it's 2 downs here. You don't make the first one. I think it's a little too far to try the field goal.
Oh, yeah. Unless you got a big kicker. It's a 47-yarder from the line of scrimmage where it is. Handoff to Muhlenberg up the middle. He skips away from one, spins away from another. He's got the first down inside the 20.
That continues to keep the clock moving and the chains moving. Crimson just 1 point away from the lead, or 1 point out of the lead. It's a nice run by Muhlenberg right there. Nice couple of moves. Nice spin move to gain about another yard.
11 yards on the carry and the 7th first down for the Crimson in the second half. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have not had a first down in the second half.
But they lead 17-16. Figure that.
At least I don't think they have. Other than the touchdown they would have had without the holding call. Pitch goes to Hicks. Running left, Dusty Mathis stops him in the backfield for a loss of a yard.
Nice pursuit by Dusty Mathis. Is he able to bring him down? One first down?
Yeah.
There's the pitch to Hicks, and watch Dusty Mathis wrap him up, making sure that he was going to drop him for the loss to make it 2nd and 11.
Under 2 minutes. And still a long field goal. You're looking at 37 yards from here, and I don't see if the kicker is warming up on the sidelines. I think he just did, actually. Iskierka looking to throw over the middle, incomplete, intended for Simmons.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a gutsy call in that situation, because if you turn the ball over there, that's the ball game with 1:26. Watch here, good protection, but that ball pretty much thrown a little bit too high. And I mean, that's the situation. If you're going to throw that ball, if you're not going to throw it directly to the receiver, throw it over everybody's head.
1:26 remaining in the game. Coon Rapids 17, Maple Grove 16, 3rd and 11.
I'll talk about a game coming down to the wire. This one certainly is.
Iskierka back, looks right, throws to Mueller on the screen, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. And you gotta say his name at least one more time. Doug Hennon in on the stop.
Well, he is
Somebody else was over there and tripped him up.
Take another look at this. Watch number 50, Doug Hennon, and really doing a good job of coming off the ball. Actually, that looked like, I couldn't see the number on that. Was that Landy who got a hand on him? Rob Landy got a hand on him.
And now the timeout called with 59.9. The Crimson with 4th and 11 from the 20. As I mentioned, it's about a 37-yard field goal from where they are. Not completely. It looks like the field goal unit coming on for the Crimson now. Originally, it looked like they were going to try and go for it, but now onto the field comes Matt Schuba.
Well, this could be the biggest kick of Matt Schuba's career for Maple Grove. And I mean, you can hear the defensive calls. Watch the halfback option. Watch the tight end dump, but to no avail. They're going to try the field goal to win this contest.
37-yard field goal. Ryan Schultz with his knee down at the 27-yard line of Coon Rapids. Here is the snap, the hold. It is up, and it is no good.
It looked like the snap from center was just a little bit high. Good job by the holder getting it down, and may have slowed his timing up just a little bit as he put that one wide to the right. I'm sorry, to the left. And that'll turn the ball over to the Cardinal offense with 55.7 seconds left. Watch here, is a good job of getting the hold down. And that ball is just going to go a little bit, the kick was low. Looked more like a line drive, but a little bit off to the left. And Joe, we talked about how it a big victory.
I haven't been paying attention to what the timeout situation is. And Larson will step back and take a knee as Maple Grove came steaming in. But I believe Maple Grove's used at least 2 timeouts. There's one more. And wow, they're gonna back him up 4 yards on that.
Craig Hansen not happy a look on the face of the head coach of Maple Grove, but we're talking 51 seconds left in this game. Cardinals just need to continue to hold pressure and hold on to this ball to wrap up this 1-point victory.
I believe that is the last timeout for the Maple Grove Crimson. So with 51 seconds left, really there's nothing much left they can do. The Cardinals can kneel on the ball 2 more times, and that will take 51 seconds off the clock. So essentially this game should be over.
Essentially it should be. And you know,
barring a strange and unfortunate mishap.
Well, it would be, and that play where the exchange from center to quarterback is very important right here. But you see Anthony do deep to prevent any kind of situation happening, the ball getting away.
Well, the Cardinal offensive line has to know now that to go forward with all they've got and not let their poor quarterback get pummeled.
Well, that is going to do it for the Cardinals, where the clock is continuing to move. All the Cardinals have to do is just drop on one knee one more time, and that's the ball game.
And they will wait until the clock is well below where they have to get off another play. And Coach Koppel taking off as much time as possible. We're down to 13-12. He says snap it, and there it is. Larson takes a knee, and this game is over. The Cardinals survive a second-half surge by the Crimson.
Well, it looked a little scary there, Joe, in the beginning of this second half when the Crimson came back and scored 16 points. But the Cardinals did what they needed to do to get the victory under their belt.
Well,
and take one step closer.
And when you say they did what they needed to do, is their defense came through with a huge play. Tim Evans knocking the ball loose from the Crimson running back right into the hands of Doug Hennon, who turned around and ran the ball about 45 yards and was stopped inside the 15. The Cardinal offense was not able to get a first down, but they were within field goal range. They got that field goal to get the 1-point lead, and that's the Crimson defense came out and played a great second half.
Oh, they really did.
Really didn't give anything up to this Cardinal offense, but the Cardinal defense did get that one big play that put them in position to win the game.
Well, the Cardinals, really, their team is predicated around this defense, and they've been playing well all year, and it's actually fitting how the Cardinal defense made the turnover they needed to do to get the victory, to at least try and seal that victory for Coon Rapids.
Well, and well, that's live TV for you, folks. Without question, this was a very important game. We talked about it all night long. The Cardinals had to get back on the winning track with only 3 conference games remaining. Now, hopefully they can go to Park Center next week and get another victory, even their record back at 4-4 before ending the season in Champlain Park.
Well, and they really did. And, you know, Maple Grove, we talked about earlier in the season, preseason, rated high in the state. And this was a big victory for the Cardinals because they know that, you know, no game is a given, but they feel that they can handle the Pirates at Park Center. So that way, at least coming back, getting this victory, hopefully next week they come in, they go to Park Center. We'll be there at the brand new stadium there, and hopefully they can go in with a couple of victories under their belt.
Well, hopefully, but the Cardinals cannot look past the Park Center Pirates for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is always a tough game in the Northwest Suburban Conference. And number 2, you can't lose them all, or at least that is how the saying goes. The Park Center Pirates, we're guessing, are 0-5 in the conference after tonight. But they played the Blaine Bengals, and that would make them 0-6 on the season. So you would guess that they lost to the Blaine Bengals tonight, but they really, as the saying goes, you can't lose them all. And with a couple games left this season, they are going to be very hungry for a victory, and they are going to be at home in front of their home crowds against a team that I'm sure they look at as being a much more beatable team than, say, the Blaine Bengals they played tonight in the Champlain Park Rebels of this Northwest Suburban Conference.
Well, you know, well said, Joe, and there's no doubt about that. But the point being is that this coaching staff will not let them look ahead for that game. They're going to know that and there's the coaching staff right there, but they're going to know that they need a couple of victories if they want to get a home playoff game. And I think that's very important to get a game here, at least one round in the playoffs, because that really motivates them and moves them to the next round if they can get a victory.
Well, the Cardinals survive a late surge. They come out with a big first half and then get a huge play from the defense in the second and a field goal to take them, give them a 1-point victory over Maple Grove, 17-16. It's a game that the Cardinals have been waiting a couple of weeks for after losing 3 straight. They get back. This is the first time they've had that winning feeling on a Friday night.
Well, and a happy huddle there for the Cardinals, and you can see that they were giving kudos to Doug Hennon, who had a phenomenal game.
Absolutely, and he was the big star that got him in field goal range, and I can guarantee you that Doug Hennon will be making an appearance Monday night for Sports Night. That's right. All the week's action coming your way, as always, live at 7:30. We have every sport on the docket once again for Monday Sports Night. Neil Highlight Hennon has been out. He's been busy. Even I took a camera to my shoulder this week to go out and make sure we had plenty of highlights. And, of course, the football team has given us a great ride here tonight, an intense one that goes down to the last second, and it is the best way to finish because the Cardinals are on top.
Yes, they are. And, you know, you talked about highlights, and there's one thing that we don't lack on Sports Night is highlights, and we've got a lot of them for this coming week.
Well, Mike Helgen and Jason Weber, evidently a lot of extra energy after the win as they go sprinting down to the other end. They race down to get the pads off the goalposts at the far end of the field.
I think Helgen got the best of Jason
Well,
Weber on that
there's
run.
there's a little bit of clutching and grabbing, but we will not go into that. We do want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Mr. Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.